if anything, though. I'm going to... Alright, I'll just do it there. Just so that you're completely central to it.
I am central to the story. Oh, fuck.
Alright.
Alright.
Episode 5.
Shit, is it 5?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Time flies when you're gaming.
Yeah, still gaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we were having a conversation earlier about... I don't even know what... We were talking about social sport.
Yeah.
And we ended up coming to a nifty imagine.
This is when you put our ad for...
Raid Shadow Legends!
Yeah, you got it. Would you rather me do it? Because it's going to make it quieter just by default.
Nope. No, you suck ass.
Alright. Nah, that's ass. Okay.
Wait for this cunt to go.
Okay, back to Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah. My favourite game.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just downloaded it.
Whoa, I've had it for like a year.
I don't know what the fuck it is.
I've never looked at it.
So...
We were having conversation.
Yeah, we're talking about social sport.
And that got me half ranting about the bullshitness of people who are good at a sport, playing in a social sport.
Yeah.
And taking it kind of seriously and shit. And how frustrating that is. Yeah. Trying to play a sport and there's some guy who's like a competitive player.
Yeah.
Just, going for it.
Because the main barrier for me to access social sport is that I'm competent enough to play any sport on the planet.
Yeah.
Coordinated and fit enough to play at a social level, but I'm not good enough to play at a competitive level.
Mm.
But in small towns and things, the last 2 netball social leagues I've played in, and the last every single football league I've ever played in, has been made up of mainly regional players, men's league players, people that play at university level. So there's at least 3 or 4 teams in the league that are just god tier, and then the rest are middle-aged women that haven't stood up in decades.
Yeah.
And even then, usually they're netball players, so for whatever reason, they are just insane. They can outmaneuver me without taking a step. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And that's the inherent issue with social sport. It makes it really hard to step into, as an entry level person who hasn't really played a lot, right?
And that is because there is no ranking system.
No ranking system like Overwatch or Apex or
League
or CS:GO. All these games have got a ranking system, which makes it skill based. So you're playing against people within your rank. Or close, either side. But that doesn't exist for real life.
Mm-hmm. So we were thinking it would be nifty if in real life, say 100 years from now, everyone was microchipped up, when you're born. And so when you go to play a game of football as a kid, it takes your first 10 games and you get given a skill rating, which for the rest of your life tracks your ability to play football. And then whenever you go to play in a social league or any league, you get put in with your rank. Which would be interesting.
That would be crazy. It would change the scope of a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
It would take away arguments of who's better than who.
Trash talk.
It's like me playing basketball with all my guys I play with.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always who's better than who, blah, blah, blah. It's not really like an open conversation because everyone has so much pride.
Yeah.
But it's going to be let's look at the graph.
Yeah.
I'm a gold ranked player, you're a silver ranked.
Well, I have 100 assists over my career of 3 years.
That's barely any. But it won't even be like a stats thing. It's going to be a pure rank thing. Because total stats is about how much you've played. It's not about how good you are.
So you don't get bonus points being a team player.
Exactly. But but your rank will improve if you're a team player, like it does in CS:GO and Overwatch and stuff, because you're being a support player for the rest of your team. You're doing the stuff that people don't really want to do, so that means you'll win more.
So then,
Your rank is based off of your individual stuff, but also winning.
so all sports you get class rolled as attack, at least attack and defense, surely.
Well, no, because basketball you do both.
So basketball would be a different one, but for games like football, if you're a defender,
Well, in football
you get a goalie rank, you get a wing rank, a defender, a striker.
Yeah, as you have a different rank for a different spot on the field. Like if you're a winger or a midfielder or a keeper or striker or whatever. Basketball would just be across the board because it's positionless. But
you'd also get a ratio of your ability to play versus your time put into a game. For like younger kids, you've got a younger kid who, because you'd track it, you'd log 10 hours of practice but get like 4 goals in your first game of football. Coach puts you on. But if you're someone who's got like 100 hours of practice and you got no goals at the start, they'll just go, oh, this kid's got talent. He could be playing at Platinum Tier 3 by the time he's aged 18. Whatever the system is.
Mm-hmm.
But you and I took that a step further. And immediately... Oh, you got more for that?
You took that a step further.
I took it a step further.
Yeah.
Immediately went from what would it be like if we tracked sports to everything got tracked.
Every movement was ranked and tracked.
And you were put up against everything else. So my immediate thought was, imagine you're making a Tinder account.
Mm-hmm.
Bios don't matter, pictures don't matter anymore. You get given an overall rating based on your skill level in bed, based on attraction.
Mm-hmm.
So there's you get a user rating from other people if you make a successful match, but that user rating is whatever score they give you divided by their overall score. So someone who's a mongoloid is worth less than someone who gives really good Class A ratings. And the world truly devolves into, if you're bronze at anything, your opinion is worth nothing. But if you're a platinum at anything or a diamond at anything, then you're immediately considered a valuable resource.
Wow.
And so what would the world look like if every single thing, teachers, your ability to do any kind of subject in school, and within those subjects, your ability to write and read and do all those things are ranked against every single person.
It's toxic.
This is my dystopia. It's like a social credit system, but better.
Black... What's his name? Black
Mirror?
Yeah. They did an episode, which is the rating,
but it's not
system, but that's purely feedback.
Yeah, so that's all user ratings.
This is taking into account both the feedback, but more taking into account their actual performance.
Yeah, so in games like Overwatch and all games that have a rank system, there's a hidden algorithm that takes the things you did in the game, runs it through an equation, and then comes out with a number that says, this is how well you did. You get to increase or decrease by this specific amount of thing. And it tracks how well you do, and that determines how you go up and down the rankings.
Okay.
The episode of Black Mirror is based on someone else's subjective, non-machine way of thinking how you did.
Yeah.
So it would be a toss-up where maybe 3/4 of it is machine algorithm, 1/4 of it is user rating.
And also depends on what you're being ranked on as well. Because there are some things where it'll be pure feedback from someone else, and some things where it'll be pure...
Do you have an example?
Well, just interactions with people, right? So in terms of your ability to talk about a subject. Because if you're going to be ranked on everything, you're going to be ranked on your ability to talk.
True.
And that's going to be pure feedback.
But then the feedback would be based on what their rank is.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, but that comes back to what they say controls.
Okay. So
controls the ranking system, but the weight of what they say is dependent on their rank. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So if they somehow manage to are born into grandmaster rank charisma or way of talking, then their user rating is essentially a title bestowed upon you. If they think that you're a grandmaster and the machine fucks up, then you shoot up in rating. And I think that's a wild system.
It's interesting. It's a lot. Yeah. Well, because the whole ranking people is so toxic.
Yes.
it's such a toxic thing that is a natural human want. Like,
Well,
you know, like just in an inherent level. Look at the amount of views that top 10 lists on YouTube get from Watch Mojo. How many views do those videos get? They are absolute garbage. But people love to see shit ranked. Top 10 best performances by this actor. Top 10 football players from this country. Everyone loves to see ranked. Everyone loves to see who's the best. Who's ranked number one in something this specific.
But then, in saying that, say if this was a perfect machine, I don't watch Mojo because I want to get a good top 10 list. When I was deep in the Watch Mojo hole of YouTube, that was when I was like super young and I was doing something else and I just wanted to have something to listen to in the background, and that will do because it constantly auto plays into the same thing.
Yeah.
So it would get a low user rating in terms of originality, but it could get a diamond tier standard in terms of upload schedule thing. So there's like subcategories of ways that...
Of just quantity.
So you could filter your searches on YouTube to be like, I want a top 500 list of channels that constantly produce. And then it gives you absolute shit.
Yeah,
like
of
Watch
course.
Mojo and daily upload vloggers and
But
things.
I mean, the point I was making wasn't specifically that channel. It's just people love shit to be ranked. As toxic as that is, people love to see shit in like an order, right?
Yeah.
As people like, for me, I come from a sports thing, so like everyone is always talking about who are the top 10 players of all time.
Yeah.
Who are the top 10 basketball players of all time. Everyone loves... This is a debate that will always be there. It'll always be happening. It's just a constant thing, and people love to talk about it. Shit, I do.
Yeah.
So if that crosses over into literally every facet of life, but it's not an argument.
Yeah.
It takes away the discussion. It just becomes, hey, I'm ranked number 3. Fuck you.
I think even more than that. Because so you and I agreed that the number one most valued profession on the planet would be coders, people that make these algorithms and programs.
Statisticians and coders, yeah.
They become the new elite.
Yeah.
And so they would have a lot of power in controlling how things are ranked because they get to decide what is considered good.
Well, yeah, they get to decide the weight of certain things.
Yeah.
But that because it's being created by people, that means the machine cannot be perfect. It's impossible for it to be
What
perfect.
if you get a high-ranked coder to make it this?
Yeah, but what are they ranked by? By the machine?
Yeah, so I like obviously I know it's a dumb system, but this I just found hilarious because I thought it would be such a hilarious concept if people's Tinder bios they had a combination of you could see their attraction ranked, you could see their ability to the things they can do in bed ranked, their ability to be pleased.
How do you rank like attraction? Because that is purely subjective.
Exactly.
It's like music. You can't say this is the best musician. That doesn't exist.
No, you can. You get a greasy gamer boy, and you make him in charge of the coders, and all of a sudden you have a meteoric rise in girls with coloured hair who
Paramore.
cosplay, Paramore, edgy anime people. I don't know. You just get types that just appear.
But I mean, there are certain things that can't be ranked even with an algorithm. They can't be accurately ranked.
Yeah.
What I should say. But the whole point of what you're saying isn't. It's not going to be accurate. It's going to be the guys who make the algorithm are God.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear you now.
I'm less concerned with actually seeing how, because it's a really dumb idea. It's like it literally is out of Black Mirror, but I just think it's funny to think of all the flaws in that system and what the world would look like if everyone was ranked like they are in a video game.
Yeah, I think it works on a competitive standpoint. So when things are a competition, I think the ranking system works.
Like sports.
Sports. I think it makes sense. Like,
top athletes.
Like, not even just top athletes, like social sports. It's going to take away the issues with social sport. The whole reason why I don't play like those social sports for certain things is because they're a mess. Mm-hmm. Because it's never even. Like, I'm either going to be one of the people who just is way too good, or I'm going to be terrible.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not fun.
So, I'm thinking...
So having a rank is great.
for things like Olympic level sprinters and stuff,
they're all going to be the top rank because their differences between them are so small. So they're going to be all in the same rank.
If this algorithm could track when they do a perfect run under like regulation conditions, would the Olympics just not exist in this new COVID world? And then you would just take their PBs and go, hey, so in the year 2031, these are the athletes that ran this fast. Congratulations to our top athletes. And then they get shipped a gold medal. And the Olympics just doesn't happen anymore.
Okay.
Or they all live stream from their own personal tracks.
Okay. Yeah. I guess, but the fairness of sports is you do it at the same place.
But the unfairness of sports is that a lot of athletes that are good don't get picked because they need to get backed and they need money and they need to get coached and all that stuff. But if you could track every single person on the planet, and you could have Joe Bloggs who's just born to be a natural talent at something, and then you could look, you're a coach and you go, oh, New Zealand, top sprinters, funnel it down by this age range, this weight range, boom, okay, there's my Olympic level runner.
Yeah.
What's he up to? What's she up to?
Yeah, that is an interesting thing with youth sport now, is that they try to do that now. And there's a lot of issues with the way it goes, like just the morality of having an 8-year-old be trained as a top level athlete. Like that's really messed up, but it happens.
Was it you who showed me they do actually track injuries with young athletes and like kids, 8-year-olds, versus professional athletes, and they saw that with things like rugby league and what's the one that's super fast? It's not touch. It might be league. I think it's rugby. Like the kids have the same amount of injuries as adult professional players that play at an international level.
Kids' bodies aren't made to do that. They're not made to be that specialized in one thing. I'm always going to be an advocate. I know the conversation's completely changed at this point. I'm always going to be an advocate for young people, so like people under 20, like to not just be one sport, to mix it up a bit. Yeah, you have your main sport. I'm a basketball player. I'm going to play that. But sometimes you don't play it. Sometimes go do something else. Like otherwise, shit just gets stale.
Yeah.
But then even on like a physical standpoint, there's always good things that can come out of crossing over. So like a lot of really good basketball players, a lot of their skills that they have or the ways they see the game is because they used to play this other sport. Because they took something from this sport that they also played really well and they adapted into basketball. Yeah.
So what you would do when designing an algorithm is that you'd group those sports together with shared skills, and so you'd go in with a built-in advantage ranking for them. See, it's a perfect system.
Wow.
Welcome to my new world.
This feels like a red pill, blue pill type kind of situation.
Yeah. So, in other news, I actually just got into coding.
I'm now a god.
I'm actually just kind of trying to figure out what my dystopia is going to look like. I'm trying to get a colour scheme, if I'm going to go for all concrete or if I'm going to go for like floating cars and white buildings.
So Minority Report versus Blade Runner.
I've not seen either of them. Are you surprised at all?
Not even a little bit.
I want to see Blade Runner though.
The new
I'll
one.
probably just watch the new one.
Yeah.
I hear it's really good though.
I have it.
I don't know if I want to watch it. I mean the new one that's not out yet.
What do you mean the new one that's not out?
Oh wait, hold on. Blade Runner. They're not making Blade Runner, are they? They're making Blade?
What? Okay. What?
Marvel's making a new property. Well, they're remaking it and then putting it in the MCU.
Yeah, Blade.
Oh, there you go. And you said what? Blade Runner.
Yeah, Blade Runner's a different thing.
Okay, I got them confused.
Ugh.
Blade Runner's the vampire one?
No, Blade's is the vampire one. The Marvel one is a vampire one.
So what's the Blade Runner?
Holy fuck.
Is that the one about? Is it a documentary about Oscar?
Sometimes I forget how young you are. And then it aggressively shows itself and it's like getting kicked in the teeth.
Am I kidding? Am I serious?
Oh, you're definitely serious. Blade Runner's got John Travolta. No, it doesn't. Harrison Ford. Oh, the other one.
Oh, is that the one where there's a floating car
it's
and there's a girl in a car?
No, that's Bruce Willis. That's Blade Runner is ultra sci-fi, like one of the original ultra sci-fi films.
Yeah, and then there's like a girl in a car and she wakes up with no memory or something.
With the orange hair.
Maybe
That's a different film.
is that the one with Bruce?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would tell you more, but it's a waste of time.
Fair.
Blade Runner's like one of those original sci-fis, like that sort of kind of invented the genre.
All right. Well, then I'll change gears. I don't know if I want my dystopia to look like, if I want it to look like Altered Carbon, or if I want it to look like Alita Battle Angel, the new movie, or if I want it to look like
Soviet Russia.
Chernobyl now,
Or Chernobyl then.
or Chernobyl then. Yeah.
All cards are on the table. If you're in charge, then we're fucked. So it doesn't really
Or
matter.
I kind of want a class system where if you're not like a diamond tier in terms of occupation. So I'm gonna adapt the current social credit systems that we have in the world and put them into my new dystopia where if you are, and so it's just going to be Alita, where at the top you get to have access to Elysium, and then if you're not like a top 500 at, I don't know, something that we consider valuable. So there's going to be like, within that top 500, it's going to be sub-ranked. So there needs to be like a top athletes, top people that, I don't know, contribute to society, like doctors and things. And then there'll be top entrepreneurs, and then there'll be top construction people, I don't know. And they'll be in the new promised land. And then everyone else lives in squalor.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and then I want that world to have Tinder, where everyone's ranked. That's the main thing.
I love how your brain is in this point of dystopian future. Everything's ranked. These people live in squalor. Blah blah blah. Tinder.
Well, because everything else is a joke. Everything else gets put to the side. But the main reason why I think that would be hilarious is if Tinder was ranked, I just think that would be fucking funny. Or if there was like a new Tinder where everyone was like, man, I'm sick of Tinder. I never get any matches. There's a new app called Biochip, and it takes all of your data from life and then gives you a score. And then everyone would literally, you'd know if you were punching above or below your league because you literally are in different leagues.
Why does that make you happy?
Because I think it's just ridiculous.
Okay, cool.
So it's so funny to think about.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's dumb.
So is a rating out of 10?
No, it's not even a rating out of 10. You get put into like bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond.
Okay, so how many ranks are there?
Bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond.
Are you just taking the Overwatch ones?
That's off a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then after diamond would be, I don't know, you need a new rank after diamond. And it's usually like specific to the thing.
The Apex Predator is the Apex one.
Well, you don't want a Predator rank on Tinder.
I know
Predator's
that.
below bronze. And then, so above diamond, you'd want, what's something universally like associated with dating that's considered good? That you could apply.
I don't understand the question.
So like, yeah, because Predator rank is below bronze. So what's another funny thing that you can put above diamond?
Oh. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm sure like,
okay.
If you put magnet above diamond, not all people would find that a positive
Yeah,
connotation.
no, not at all. I definitely don't.
So
you wouldn't. There isn't like a universal that's a good thing.
So you need to be in different leagues, right? So in the hubby league, you'd want dependable, and in the you're in the single lads league, you'd want magnet or like piece of shit. And then in the other leagues where you're just kind of like looking for friends, you just go 5'6".
Oh my God.
and these are the things you get subcategorized by if you get above diamond. And then you could do the same thing for females.
Do the female one. Go. I'm very interested.
So for the long-term potential thing, you'd go. What's the female equivalent of hubby in New Zealand?
You tell me.
Missus. You get the missus.
Midi.
Midi. You get midi rank. And the single ready to mingle one. I don't know any words to describe someone who's good at getting lots of guys. That's not a blatant slur.
I
don't know either. And it might be safer to avoid that one.
Moving on.
We could just leave that as a little vacant hole. Hey, leave suggestions in the comment below what you want my dystopian title for promiscuous females to be on my fake Tinder app.
You realise you just said vacant hole, right?
Yeah, so there you go. Well, it wouldn't be, right? Because you're like above diamond tier. So it's like you want to be there. So it's not necessarily a negative thing, but you kind of like, yeah. So anyway, and then in the looking for friends thing, you'd put I don't know, sister material.
Okay.
Biological sister material, not stepsister. There you go. That's what you put.
Not stepsister.
Not stepsister.
Okay.
So just sister.
Okay.
And that's a rank.
Okay.
And those are the things you're striving to become. But I wonder why current apps don't do that, where they have different categories depending on what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, that actually makes sense.
There's one thing about the Tinder dance that sucks ass, is that you have to be like, oh, I don't know what I'm on here for. But you know you're not looking for a relationship. Mm-hmm. Why don't you just say, I want a one-night stand?
Because they don't want to be slut-shamed.
True. But if there was an app specifically for that...
It's called Tinder.
I guess. In my dystopia, there wouldn't be any slut-shaming.
What would there be? Who are the bottom of the rung people in your dystopia?
That's what I mean. So in my world, there's no slut shaming. You get shamed based on if you're a bronze rank, you're just trash. If you're just bad at something, you just get trashed on for it.
You are such a fucking Overwatch player.
It's the strength based approach.
You're just trash. You're just shit. You're just worthless. Your voice doesn't matter, dude. Fuck off.
Exactly. And so you have to play to your strengths in life, and you're punished for not doing that. So if you're good at one thing and you hate it, you're funneled into that for the rest of your life. Because you have to for survival. You don't get rewarded for doing things you're bad at and trying to improve. Because if you've got a negative KD on it, then it's not worth it.
Fuck, I hate you.
Well, I mean, obviously it's not a real idea, but I love that this is where we went from social sports are really hard to play in a fair match to this.
To vacant hole.
Yeah. What's the tempo?
You choose and I can match. Because I can change the
Sick.
Lip.
So it'd probably be a good idea to not talk about that anymore.
Why? I really want you to dig your grave deeper.
Okay. I don't have anything else to contribute to that idea though. Other than, isn't that wild? Just that thought.
Yeah, it's definitely an awful idea. I'll give you that. Like if that was a reality.
Well, I think what you were saying before is right. Like taking a system that is used in gaming where the community is inherently toxic and applying that to real life would just make real life toxic in the exact same ways.
Yeah, exactly.
Just ranking people in general.
Ranking people in things that aren't competitive is just not good.
Not competitive to everyone.
Well, something that isn't based on competition. Like in sports, you win or you lose. Mm-hmm. That's competition. That's not how it works in other parts of life. Like in terms of you're at uni, you're studying. There isn't a win or lose.
Well, so
in terms of competing against the person next to you, all you're doing is you're passing or you're failing. That's not dependent on the person next to you. The important thing isn't doing better than them. The important thing is doing as well as you can. And that's what matters. But in sports, it's a direct, I'm facing this dude. Yeah. If he's better than me, he'll win.
Yeah.
But if he's better than me and I figure out a way to win, that's even cooler. But like, it is a win-loss thing, whereas in other parts of life, that's not how it works.